Hello and welcome along to another episode of this Cricket 22 Ashes Test match from England with me, Daniel. We're visiting the Aussies in the first test at the Gabba. We're playing a session per episode, and today we're at the midway point. We're in the second session of day 3, and Australia have just come back into bat. We had the first session on Monday morning. You can find that and the rest of the playlist in the eye above if you've missed it. But this is a beautifully poised test match. It's so evenly matched. And it's delicately balanced because Australia, they did have a slight deficit going into the second innings, but they've basically pushed it away and only conceded 1 wicket as we reached the lunch break. So we're going to have to try our best to get back into this, start taking wickets with the ball, and maybe using spin from the skipper of Joe Root. So if you're looking forward to seeing if we can do it, get some wickets, get back on top in this match, please do put a thumbs up on it. Subscribe down below for daily FM22 content from 2 long-term stories. There's a massive one coming later today in the head coach too, so please do keep your eyes peeled for that. And of course, all of the playlists are up in the eye above, as well as the Twitch channel for regular live streams, including this evening. And also the football podcast too, where we've had our Christmas special and festive predictions are on the way. But thank you for watching as always as we go and head back into the action. We've got highlights from the middle session of day 3. But first, in a moment, we'll be back to have a quick reminder of where we stand on the scorecard. And this is where we are at present. We went into the second innings with a lead of 104. In the last episode, we managed to add a few quick runs, but didn't make the most of Ben Stokes being at the crease, which has cost us. And now Australia have come in and are 74 for 1. David Warner out for 35. He got run out. We didn't really threaten to take a wicket. But Pucovski going along well. Labuschagne started well. And that is where we are at the moment. They're scoring relatively quickly, almost 4 and over. And we've not looked great. To be honest, with the new ball, we didn't look particularly threatening. Wokes was poor. Wood's the only one that's produced anything. And I'm going to go back to Broad, who bowled a brilliant stint in the first innings to get us 4 wickets. But for now, they're the only 2, or we might have to turn to spin or the partnership breaker of Ben Stokes. Let's go and head into the action though. Highlights from the next session. And it starts with Stuart Broad, who's going to try and go a bit fuller, get all those seam deliveries in. What will Pucovski do? Will he attack or will he continue to leave? I think that's our answer. Just looking for that one shot and over. Well, we're trying to get a little fuller, a little closer to the stumps, force him into a stroke. And he's glanced that one away on the leg side. That one's called 2 full, but if we go any shorter, we're not getting any threat. So I'm not sure what we do here. We're going to go shorter to respond to that 4 in the last ball. Oh, it's hit him. That's a tough one. He's going to get a run off it as well, remarkably. Why are you throwing? Why are you throwing there? Come on, use your brain in the field. Mark Wood is bowling full and he is causing Labuschagne some trouble at the minute. We just need to get that wicket. But instead, it's the 4 that seems to crop up every single over. This one might be kept in from the boundary, but they could run 4 here. They're already on the cusp of 3. And they're going to come back again, aren't they? Look at the field in there. There's not even an effort to try and get it. And they might as well have just let it go to the rope. Absolutely ridiculous. This is where the difficulty comes, isn't it? We've got 2 set batsmen to Broad, and he's tried to get one away there. Just stopped in the slips, but we're forcing them to play outside off. That can only be a good sign. One more ball in the over. We're going to go a little bit fuller with the length again. Try and force a silly shot. But just gets us enough on it and it's going to be runs. After 5 dot balls, after a good over, it's a boundary to finish. Yet again, another 4 costs us. 86 for 1, Australia. Well, 1 ball from a maiden again. We normally know that guarantees a 4 from this ball. I'm going to speed it up slightly. Just outside off. Hit away on the leg side. It's every single time. And it's going to be a carbon copy, isn't it? Just kept in but still run 4. Or are we going to restrict them to 3 this time? Thrown back too far for the fielder. And they're going to run again because they've just stopped. I don't get it in the field. Worryingly as well, Pucovski is starting to look quite confident here. Almost at his half century. And he's getting out of the way and ducking under standard length balls. I mean, it's not quite realistic, is it? Let's throw in a cross seamer to finish. Let's put it right on the stumps. And it's going to be a slower one as well. Try and trick him. And, oh, big edge. Oh, but it's gone for 4 again. It's all going Australia's way at the minute. It was a wonderful over from Broad. We created the chance. And it's gone begging. Well, this has been the very typical over. 5 dot balls. We're going to burst shorter one in. We're going to hit it at pace. Will he attack? He does. But it's a dot ball. And it's going to be a maiden. We need that. We need to restrict the run rate. Pucovski back on. Broad will get 1 more. And we'll start with a slightly fuller one. Can we force the outside edge? We'll go slower as well. Try and trick him. Oh, it nearly did. It's a wonderful ball from Broad. Pekowski all beaten, but even with the fuller length, went straight over the stumps. So let's shorten it up now and try and force the outside edge. Get him in all worlds of trouble. This one plays at, gets it away through point where there's not a fielder now. They're going to get back for two here too. It's not good. On to 96 Australia, and Pekowski stays on strike. So let's go slightly fuller this time. It got him last time. We're putting a bit more pace on it. Away on the leg side, and that'll be 1 or 2 as well. Probably going to get back for a second here. What's the fielding? You better not get 3. Oh, they're going to get 3. This is really doing my head in. I've put it on harder difficulty for the fielding. And you can't let 3 off that. It was a regulation 1, a rush 2. And he's just walking around the ball instead of picking it up. It's so frustrating. Mark Wood going full up. We're going to go faster with this one as well. It's in. Oh, just beats the bat. We're getting closer. We're at least creating a few chances after lunch. But if these quick bowlers don't get the breakthrough, I don't know who does, to be honest. Let's go back to the standard length. Hopefully we can find an edge soon. Because at the moment, despite those 2 off Broad, we're building a little bit of pressure. Particularly at this end with Mark Wood. I'm going to throw in the bouncer because that's almost a guaranteed dot here. Just going to play at a normal pace though. We're not going to try and do anything spectacular. Oh, he's gone for it. And he's got enough on it too. It's going to go all the way. That's so undeserved. Big shot. Australia pass 100. Pekowski passes 50. And the lead is down to 1. That is not good for England with 9 wickets in hand. We need a batting collapse now. I'm going to take Broad out. We're going to have to take Wood out as well. I'm going to bring in Root at this end. And then Stokes at the other to try and break the partnership. I'm not sure about Wokes on this third day pitch, so let's try a little bit of spin. We'll set our field and see what happens. 2 balls left in the first Joe Root over. It's been tidy. It's been 4 dots. Labuschagne trying to play. We'll give it a shout, but that's not out. Not in a million years. And on to the final ball of the over after that half shout. Do we throw in another arm ball or an off break? We're going to throw another off break because they'll probably go for an attacking shot. On for a maiden Joe Root. Played away. Into the slips, bounces on the way, and that's going to be a dot ball. Mark Wood coming in, he's got slips, he's got a gully, it's a big shot on the leg side, it's a heave. It should just be 1, but we've seen the fielding out there before. They do stick with 1 this time. Excellent fielding. That shot brings Labuschagne back on strike. It also means that the scores are tied. Australia have wiped out that first innings lead England had. And they've only lost 1 wicket via a run out. The bowlers really struggling to make a breakthrough. Labuschagne to defend across seam delivery. Did he get pad on that first or was it bat? I think it was bat first. Single. Don't throw it. Jeez. Learn your lessons in the field. Australia get their second of the over. Standard delivery to finish. Shorter one outside off. Now will he play at it? We're going to try and force him to. A little bit wider. Back down the ground. 2 runs off the over. Australia take the lead, albeit only by 1. 10 overs gone after lunch. And yes, the run rate has slowed slightly, but it's not looking good, is it? Joe Root is going to be an off-breaker. We just need a really silly wicket trying to play him here. And that might have been one, but it's just gone to the fielder who gets round from mid-off. Labuschagne doesn't look comfortable to Root at the moment, it's got to be said. In comes Joe Root again for the second ball of the over. Straight. Onto the leg pad, defended away, they're going to nick 1, throw it at the stumps, man. Pekowski still going on 54, he's looking pretty good and the aggressor of the 2 at the minute. That one's outside off to tempt him, and he guides it through the gap in the slips. It's really good work actually. 2 more runs will be added there, 3 off the over. They look great, the Aussies. I don't see how we get a wicket at this point. It's now 56 off 90 balls. Anything shorter than full length is not working out here. That's what we needed though. Pekowski plays all around. A standard off-break delivery from Joe Root. It didn't turn a huge amount. It missed the bat. It glanced off his pad onto the stumps. And for 56, Joe Root, the part-time spinner, bowls out Will Pekowski. A big breakthrough. Steve Smith comes in. But my word, we needed that. A massive confidence booster. Root's got the final ball of the over now to Steve Smith. But you take 2, it'd be a miracle. But we're pretty happy just to get the 1, to be honest. In at the stumps. Oh! Almost got him. Just about got his bat there. Played it very late. And that's a great over from Joe Root. 3 runs, yes. but the wicket's gone, and that's the crucial bit here. Markwood will now have to come out, and it gives us a chance to bring in Ben Stokes, who hasn't yet had a bowl, is officially the best rated bowler here, but I'm not quite sure he's better than Anderson or Broad in Test cricket. Let's have a go with him though. We're going to try and be aggressive. We'll start with a bouncer. We'll put it straight on the stumps. Labuschagne not looked great so far. Smith new at the crease. It's a good opportunity. Almost got something on it, Labuschagne. Dot ball. So we're going to keep the length slightly shorter from Stokes. We all know the famous second test in real life where he did that job for the team. That one's a great ball though. It's a poor ball, but it's outside through extra cover. And it should be 2 or 3. What's it going to be? Oh, they're running a third. Might get him. Might get him. Oh, just too short. 2 runs. They'll look on the screen. That's definitely not out though. There you go. He's well back. Comfortable for Australia. 3 more runs added and just shows how poor the fielding is in this game. So for Stokes now, let's go fuller and put a little bit of seam on it. It's Smith's first ball against pace since coming in. Heaves it away on the leg side. Should be 1. But what's the fielding going to be like? It is just 1. Excellent work out there. Smith off the mark. Stokes will bring out the cutters. Something he is capable of doing. What's it like? Onto the pads. An easy one. We might have to bring in a leg gully for those. Well, I know he's broken the partnership, but we'll give Root one more because he was causing Labuschagne trouble. And he isn't a bad spinner, let's be fair. Might even see a bit of David Malan if he continues to do well. And then we'll bring Anderson back in. Straight at the stumps. Big shot away in the covers. And Labuschagne looks good there. Should be 2 or 3. It's going all the way. Boundary for Labuschagne. First 4 conceded off Root. 3 dot balls on the comeback. Root has got Labuschagne a quarter of the way to his century. That's away on the leg side though. Probably will be 2 given the fielding out there. It's coming back. It's a pretty good throw, but the dive gets him safe. Australia up onto 119. Labuschagne onto 27. Ben Stokes in again over the wicket to Steve Smith. We're going to start with a faster one. Try and force him into a shot outside off. And it works through point. He's going to get at least 2. How slow is that man running? Is that Rory Burns? I'm sure he's quicker than that. 2 runs. Probably should have been 1. Let's try and sort this line out then with Stokes. Because so far it's been a little bit wayward and ugly. That one's better at the stumps. Glanced away on the leg side. Is it going to go all the way? Maybe. I think he's just kept that back. But they stopped. I don't understand the fielding. Why would you stand still? They're going to get 3 in the ends. It should have been 2. Well, 4 dot balls off Anderson so far. They're just struggling to get him away at the minute. That one, standard. Oh, it drifts a little bit. Bobbling all over the place off the pitch. Maybe there's a few divots in there for the spinner, and that's why Root was doing well. Let's try and finish off with a slightly fuller one, though. I know they'll try and attack it, but it might lead to the wicket as well. Faster. In at the stumps. Oh, how's that beating the fielder? It's going to go for 4 as well, isn't it? They're back for 2 already. Should be a 3rd. The fielder's not going to run it. I don't know if that's 3 or 4 in the end. Hopefully, just 3. It is. 1-2-7 for 2. They're going to go for a slightly fuller standard delivery. They're bouncing all over the place. No one knows where they're going. Does he get it right? Defended away. Might be a single. They're going to rush through. 1 run taken. Good over. Jimmy Anderson back in again as Australia extend their lead to 24. And they're still only 2 wickets down. We're going to start with a faster one. Hit away on the offside. And it goes through that vacant point area. I don't know what the right field is at this point. They're going to get back for 2. I feel like I have to bring them down, but I don't want to miss out on an edge. I think I'll bring Gully round though. Well, with the slight change in field, Anderson bounces back with a dot. We're going to probably see more leaves. That one's gone wild. We bowled exactly the same place as the last ball, which was left outside off. And that one's gone for 4 byes. Absolutely insane. So we're going to try and use the seam of it with Jimmy Anderson. Get it into the pitch. What happens there? Almost beats the edge again. And final ball of the over. We might as well throw in a slower one. Everything else hasn't worked. Jimmy Anderson slow onto the leg side. Should go for at least 1. It's going to beat him. It's going to go for 4. Australia onto 138. That's 10 off a really bad over. Anderson's not looked good here. Stokes is really causing Labuschagne some trouble here. 5th ball of the over. In at the stumps. Glanced away on the leg side. Should just be 1. Is the fielder going to get around quick enough? Oh, they're going for a second. This might be out. Poor throw. Wrong ends. Get 2. Frustrating. And we'll finish with a cross seamer into the pads of Marnus Labuschagne. He decides to defend. He's edged it through first slip. Oh no! Another one gone. That's the difference between the first innings and this. None of those edges are going to the slips we've got in. They're all working around. We're going for the slightly shorter length, which is just coming into play here with Jimmy Anderson. That one's a poor ball though. Might be a no ball. It is. Overstepped just as we were finding a rhythm. We might go back with a slower ball instead. See if we can fool them. Slightly fuller length. Slower delivery. Please, just let something different work. Glanced away on the leg side. It's going to go for 4 again. The line was poor. Can't get Jimmy Anderson working in this game. It's the one problem I'm having. If I have any complaint, Jimmy Anderson does not work. The swing is not in this pitch, but he still normally finds a way. Oh, that one's good though. Right onto the body. And it was almost a run out, but Anderson's there to defend the stumps. Despite this couple of scares, Australia's lead is now up to 45. It's a big heave outside off through extra cover. Very frustrating. Jimmy Anderson has got to come out. Chris Wokes has only had 3 overs. His stamina's not back yet though, rather bizarrely. So I'm going to have to bring Root back in again. And then we'll bring in Wokes from the other end. Wood's looking good, but to be honest, his 10 overs, while economical, didn't create many chances. So at this end, we'll give Root another few. We're almost at the tea break anyway. Let's keep him fresh. Joe Root with the finger spin. What can we produce here? Let's go for the standard off-break delivery. We need him to be a bit of a superstar here. Straight at the stumps. Oh, away through the slips. I'm going to have to bring an extra one round, or at least one in closer. Because we can't concede runs to that. 2 off it. Final ball of the over. 4 dots to follow up that first ball. What can Root do here? It's swept away. It just beats the fielder on the leg side. And I think it's going to be 2 or 3. Probably 3 at the speed he's running, which isn't very good. Whenever they do the flick back, it causes trouble. 3 runs Australia, 5 off the over. On to 158 for 2. And Ben Stokes is going to be replaced following his stint. It's going to have to be Mark Wood. Because he is by far the fastest and most aggressive bowler. And what can we do with him? That's the next question. We are going to go for a cross-seam delivery to start. Just want to test what's on the ball. And just want to test his speed. Normal delivery at the stumps. Hooked away. Oh, the fielder's just stood still again. It's right at him. Get your long barrier out. And they're going to run back for 2. He might not make it. We could do with a run out here. They're back comfortably though. Thrown to the wrong end again. Australia reach 160. The lead, 56. 4 dot balls in a row for Mark Wood. Final one of the over. Gets the bat on it. That's got to be out. Must have hit the bat. It's given. That is a crucial wicket for Mark Woods. It took almost the top edge of the bat. He'd gone into the defensive stance and it sort of hit the top, but didn't go over the wicket keeper. Butler takes the catch. It's got to be out. Wood bowls it in. It's straight at the stump. Takes a bit. It might have even been gloved rather than the top of the bat. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, it is. It's the front glove. Butler takes well. Wood gets the first wicket of the innings with the seam bowling delivery. And it's 27 off 44 for Steve Smith. Another crucial wicket. Because now we've got a left-hander back in, which is lovely. And we've also got them down to 160 for 3. That 56 lead, not as bad, with only 7 wickets in hand. We're going to give Root another hit because he's bowling pretty well. And he's into Labuschagne, who's set. So we're trying to keep the run rate down at this end. That's a bit wide outside off, but not punished this time. The pressure's building. Penultimate ball of the over for Joe Root. In at the stumps. Defended away, and they've tried to run a quick single. They go back. He just gets himself in at the non-striker's end. No run, but almost a run out. Final ball of the over. It's on for a maiden. Will they swing big? They do swing big on the sweep, and they get it through as well. That's frustrating. Should be 2, shouldn't be more. They're going to run it, but a very good over from Joe Root, and Wade will still face the first ball on the next over. Mark Wood will look forward to that. So after this one from Wood, I'll be tempted to get Broad in around the wicket to the left-hander. But let's see what we can do here with Mark Wood. We're going to try and bowl across the stumps. We're going to keep those couple of slips in with the wicket keeper. Might need a gully as well here, dependent. That one's too far leg side though. Drifted off the pads for 1. Not the worst if we can keep the right-hander on strike now. Because next over, Wade will get to have some fun. So let's go a little bit fuller with Mark Wood. Try and force them into playing on the outside stump. Oh, has that got a glance? That's an LB shout. They're going to get through for 1. I think it was just outside the line, but regardless, The opportunities are coming now. This is a good sign ahead of the final session. Left-hander back on strike, so let's go for the shorter length. Let's try and get it across the stumps again. Let's see if there's any bounce in the pitch. Oh, that's better. That's what we're looking for. Wade in trouble there. So we're going to go for the same delivery again, but change the pace up. See if it just catches in mid-stance. Oh, it's drifted leg side again. Unpredictable pitch. And they're going to run through for another one. Well, we'll go for the slightly fuller length to the set right-hander. We will just bowl at the normal pace, though. We're not going to try and put anything extra on it. Almost got the outside edge again. I almost don't want the tea break to come now because we're starting to create opportunities galore. It's going to be the final ball. It's going to be a faster, shorter one at Labuschagne. Big heave off the leg side. The fielder should get there to make it one. A little bit more, might have carried for a catch. Labuschagne moves on to 40. Australia onto 166. But we're causing some trouble. Joe Root will come off. And we're going to bring in Stuart Broad around the wicket to the left-hander. And hopefully he can get him on strike soon. Broad back in. Don't forget, he got 4 wickets in the first innings. Going to try and fall with a slower ball. Oh, it's so close to the outside edge. This is starting to look fantastic for England. We've got the breakthroughs. And now we're forcing opportunities almost at will. So let's go for the faster one. In at the stumps. Crushed away. That's a great shot. Fair play to Marnus Labuschagne. He moves on to 44, using the pace well there. Mark Wood will continue to the left-hander of Wade, who did not look comfortable against him at all. Outside off stump, faster. Don't let him play on the leg side. Big edge. Oh, it's gone for 4. Back to the standard length ball that caused such problems at the start of the over. Will he play at it? It bounces. He plays on the leg side. That's the risk of no fielders out there. Easy one. And it's back onto the right-hander. Labuschagne looks far more comfortable. Shorter ball for the final one of the over from Mark Wood. We might as well throw everything at it. It drifts right onto the leg pad. And that's going to be a single. But that was the pitch, not the delivery. Broad takes his mark again. We're going to go full. We're going to go hard. And we're going to try and make them play. Every time, big edge to point. But it doesn't carry. Another good opportunity. You can see the pitch is starting to act up now. We're starting to create big opportunities with regularity. Comes in again, second ball of the over, at the stumps, big heave, through extra cover. Frustrating again, it might not reach the boundary. It looked like it was a certain to. It will. 4 runs Australia, into the 180s. We don't often use the bouncer late in the over, so let's have a go, shall we? See what he does with it. Just leaves, it's gone for 4 byes. Oh, that was a mistake. Let's try and get it a little closer to the stumps, but without allowing him to pull to the leg side. That's been the big problem so far. To be fair, he's got that one through point pretty well. That's a good shot from Wade. And I think annoyingly, he's going to get 3 here, which is going to keep him off strike for the rest of the over. Broad gets round. They're not going to run a 4th, are they? Oh, they're thinking about it. Got to be out. Oh, he turns back at the right time. 3 runs Australia, up to 188. Well, Matty Wade is starting to get comfy at the crease. We're going to go a little faster. It's going to be a no ball anyway. And it's straight through to the fielder. We can't give away these poor runs. Australia onto 189. We need to be careful. We don't want to give them a free pass to build their lead. Broad in again. Oh, did that get a touch? I don't think so. It's a fabulous delivery from Broad though. And there we go. The players go off. Australia 189 for 3. We kept them to just over 100 runs in that session, which wasn't too bad given the few 4s that they got from edges, from glances and whatever else. But crucially, 2 wickets. Joe Root bowled Pekovsky on 56. Steve Smith, the crucial wicket out for 27, courtesy of Mark Wood. And now Wade in on 10, already had 2 scares. And Labuschagne sitting 1 off a half century. So probably a pretty even session that. If we can skittle through 3 or 4 tonight, we'll fancy our chances. But realistically, we've got to get them out for about 300 because they lead by 85. And that will be, what, 200 to chase? We don't really want it to be more than that. But not great figures for Jimmy Anderson. Wokes will get another little stint in the evening session next time. Broad's not really had the wicket threat this time around, but bowled a little bit more economically towards the end. Mark Wood, excellent. Joe Root, superb. And Ben Stokes caused a couple of problems. That's where we are at the moment though. Australia will be back into bat again. And for the evening session, we need to try and get some wickets. If you're looking forward to that one, which will be live on Saturday, Christmas morning UK time, Christmas evening over in the Australia, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM22 content from 2 long-term stories. An action-packed week in both series there. You can catch up with the playlist in the eye above. And please do keep your eyes peeled for a big episode in The Head Coach today. There's also links up there to the rest of this series if you've missed it, the Twitch channel for regular live streams, and the football podcast channel too. But a massive thank you for watching, your continued support as always. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas, and fingers crossed you'll join me as part of it to come and have a look at the final session of day 3.